Morning, grade 9s. Welcome to today's class. I'm happy to see that most of you are here. Still waiting for Bule and, of course, Princess. We'll see now. So we'll just, well, I'm going to start because I've already waited 6 minutes. So I'm going to start with this lesson. Today, you need to put your thinking cap on and you really need to concentrate a lot. I'm sure that you have encountered Direkte and Indirekte rede before, but it's very important. I took some time making this PowerPoint and really went through quite a few resources. There is amazing resources on the internet done by good Afrikaans teachers and really people who also put in a lot of work. So therefore, I used most of the resources I could find in this PowerPoint, and then also I give thanks to the resources or references of this PowerPoint. So we're going to look at Direkte rede and Indirekte rede, and then we're going to do an exercise. Important for today: study while others are sleeping, work while others are loafing, prepare while others are playing, and dream while others are wishing. Award. That's very important, guys. Work hard and you will achieve. Okay, so here we go. Before I'm going to start with Direkte rede, of course. So remember, what I want you to remember when I say Direkte rede, it's literally the words that come out of your mouth at that very moment. For instance, I'm sitting here now and I'm talking. So the words that come out of my mouth now is the direct speech, the Direkte rede. It's literally the words in its purest form. So, dit is die direkte woorde van iemand. Presies soos hulle dit sê. Hier word spesifieke leestekens gebruik. Buiten vir die punt, vraagteken of uitroepteken aan die einde van die sin, word die dubbelpunt, aanhalingstekens en komma altyd gebruik. Okay, so listen carefully to what I'm saying here. It's the direct words of somebody as it comes out of their mouth, exactly as they say it. Usually when you write the direct speech, you use obviously the full stop at the end of the sentence. Then if it's not a full stop, it's usually a vraagteken or a uitroepteken. And also, what you should remember is, and this is actually part of the marks that you get when you write a sentence into the direct speech. If it doesn't have a double punt or aanhalingstekens, then it won't be correct. So when you write a sentence from the indirect to the direct speech, remember, use a double punt, use aanhalingstekens, and of course the comma where it is needed. I've got a picture here. Ek kan nie hoor nie, jy breek op. So this person is saying, I can't hear, you're breaking up, and then literally the person is breaking up. So it's her direct words like that. Ek kan nie hoor nie, jy breek op. So it needs to have aanhalingstekens there if it was written. Okay. All right, guys. Very important that you must indicate to me that you are okay. Are you all with me? I need to see yeses there. This is a very important lesson. So I want you to say yes if you are with me. And if you want me to repeat, I will do it with the greatest care. Okay, Mpo says yes. Unakabeti, Rinau, Mpo, Charlton, you guys? It is. Let me hear. Are you guys okay? Are you following me? Okay. All right. I'm sure that most of you then do. If I'm too quick, then you just say so. And guys, if you really want me to go back, I will do it. All right. I'm going to give you an example. So this was teacher Heer van Sail on the internet. She made this beautiful PowerPoint and I took a screenshot of it. So here this person is showing us the punctuation, the punctuation used in the direct speech. Look here, this is 3 examples of sentences. For instance, a stelsin, which is a normal sentence. Look here, sy het gesê, dubbelpunt, aanhalingstekens, and then her direct words as she said it must come into this aanhalingstekens. Ek voel nie baie goed nie. So you're not going to repeat the words from your own perspective. You're going to literally say it as she said it. Look how it changes here. Not change in the sense that her words changes. It means look how the sentence form changed. Now we start with the sentence. Ek voel nie baie goed nie. Then there's a comma instead of a double punt, because a double punt means after that stuff follows. Okay, so we're not going to put a double punt in here. Ek voel nie baie goed nie. Direct words in inverted commas, het sy gesê. Please note that it is in the past tense. Then you can also write it like this. Ek, look there, inverted commas and then a comma. Het gesê, comma, voel nie baie goed nie. You see here, so that is important. You can write it in any one of these three ways. Of course, vraagsinne, hy vra. Vraagsin means there is a question mark at the end of the sentence. Again, hy vra, then if we start with the sentence, whether we say he said or he's asking, then we use a double punt. Wanneer kom jy terug? Direct words. In between the inverted commas, before we close the inverted commas of the sentence, we write the punctuation mark. Wanneer kom jy terug? See here, vra hy. Look at the sentence construction. Wanneer, comma, vra hy, comma, kom jy terug? So you must take a picture of this. These are the three ways you can write the sentence. So vraagsinne is then question sentences, and then bevelsinne, which is sentences where you give an order. Okay. Pa beveel, double punt, aanhalingstekens. Piet, sit nou dadelik stil. Look at the exclamation mark there. It's before the inverted commas ends. Piet, comma, sit nou dadelik stil. Look there, beveel pa. Piet, comma, beveel pa. Sit nou dadelik stil. There's a comma there. So please note, when you start the sentence, where the parent or the person says pa beveel, or if you start with the person saying the direct words, then you're going to use a double punt. If you start the sentence where you just start writing the direct words, then it's going to have commas instead of the double punt. Do you all understand this? This is important. And then take a picture while you are thinking if you understand this. Please indicate if you understand this. Monica Betsy says, yes, ma'am. Great. Okay. Okay, guys, so then we can go on. I'm going to count till 5 before I go on to the next slide. So you must now take your picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm going on. Now we go to the indirect speech. Now here I want you to see a few tannies sitting around the table. Not even just tannies, people sitting around the table. And they are what we call skinnering. They are gossiping. Here they are repeating other people's words. They are telling the story. They are telling the people's words over. In other words, it's almost like you're gossiping. You are repeating what other people have said, not in their direct words. So you'll see here the bullet points is little loudspeakers because you're repeating somebody else's words. Okay, so that is just a picture that I've put in there so that you can remember. Indirect speech is when I'm repeating somebody's words, almost like I am repeating it for the whole world to hear, but I'm not going to use their direct words. So, dit werk altyd baie dieselfde, of dit werk baie dieselfde as direct and indirect speech in English. So it's very much the same as direct and indirect speech as you would use it in English. This is iemand se direkte woorde word aan iemand oorvertel. So somebody's direct words being told or repeated, or not repeated, somebody's direct words are being said to somebody else. Please note, tye verander nie wanneer jy van die direkte rede na die indirekte rede oorskakel nie. So if the person's direct words was in the past tense, then the indirect words is also going to be in the past tense. Look at this example. Jan het gesê dat hy moeg is. Please note, this is a past tense. Jan het gesê dat hy moeg is. You see there, it will stay the same. Please remember, you must use the punctuation correctly. Use leestekens reg. Onthou, vraagtekens en uitroeptekens word nie in die indirekte rede gebruik nie. Please note that in the indirect speech we do not use dubbelpunte. We do not use vraagtekens en uitroeptekens because you're repeating the sentence. So met ander woorde, die betekenis of gevoelswaarde of emosies word oorgedra vanuit die direkte rede in woorde. So if this person, if in the direct reason, the person shouted something and there was an exclamation mark at the end of that sentence, you are not going to repeat the words in the indirect words and then also use a exclamation mark. You're literally just going to use a word to explain that person's emotion, but I'll show you now. So you can use words such as ontsteld. You can use woedend. You're going to use moedeloos, for instance. I just want to allow host, it's fine there. Okay. All right, use punctuation correctly. Remember, question marks and exclamation marks are not used in the indirect speech. So I just translated it here. The meaning or emotional value or emotions that must be conveyed from the direct or reason are expressed through words such as upset, angry, discouraged, etc. Remember, and this is so important, please make a note of this. Voornaamwoorde, in other words, pronouns. Let me just type it in here for you. We know it as pronouns. Those words do change when we write from the direct speech to the indirect speech. So for instance, ek en jy word hy of sy. Jou word hom of haar. Myne of joune word syne of hare. Ons sin of julle sin word hulle sin. Do you see there? So that is how the pronouns change from the direct to the indirect speech. So please take a picture of this. This is great notes for you to have. Okay, take a moment. Quickly read through it. Not read through it, take a picture. Okay, all right, so then I'm going on. Just a quick indication again. Are you all with me? Do you all follow? Are you all, do you all understand? Please, guys, I need to know this. This is so important for me. Because this is a lot of information, I need to know that you guys are following and that you guys are okay with the content here. So I appreciate those that actually say they are okay. Thank you, Onaka Betsy. Okay, so then I'm going on. Now, remember I said to you that from the direct to the indirect speech, you don't use exclamation marks and you don't use question marks. You're going to express the emotion that's being conveyed through words. So for instance, if the person said in the direct speech, ach nee, ai of ai toch, then you're going to use the word teleurgesteld in the indirect speech. Foei toch, sies toch, it's going to be sympathiek. Wat, nooit, goeiste, verbaas, verflaks of deksels ontsteld. Asseblief, beleefd. Dankie, waarderend. Okay, this is a lot of words. Eina, verflaks met 'n uitroep van pyn. Look at that phrase there. Wonderlik of hoera. Opgewonde. Magies of sjoe, beïndruk. Gimpf. It's a tussenwerpsel, ongelowig. Ja of nee, bevestigend of ontkennend. Take a picture of this. This is really important. Okay, so then we're going on. All right, guys. So now, when we use, so remember I said pronouns will change from the direct to the indirect speech. But also in this regard, bijwoorde as well. I'm just going to put this for you, adverbs. Sorry guys, sometimes I see stuff as I teach the lesson. I think of something that I'm going to put it in for you. Bijwoorde or adverbs of time, place, plek, tyd, plek sal indien die voorval lank gelede gebeur het, soos volg verander. So listen to what I'm saying. Adverbs of time or place will change as follow if the incident happened a long time ago. That is such an important sentence. So if I write the word no in the direct speech, it will become to in the indirect. Direct volgende week, die week daarna indirect. Hierheen word daarheen. Vanjaar, daardie jaar. Hier word daar. Hiernatoe word daarnatoe. Take a picture. Sorry. Okay, guys, let's make a deal. I'm not going to ask you if you guys understand after each slide. What I want to do is, if you see I'm too fast, or if you are struggling, then you indicate it for me in the chat box, privately or just for the group to see. Doesn't matter. So then I'm not going to waste time asking the entire time. All right. So thank you for Onakabetsi and Renee, and then for well, for indicating to me. Then again, from Mrs. Van Zyl or Mr. Van Zyl's slideshow, this is very important to remember. Please note, jy gebruik feitelik elke keer 'n voegwoord as jy van die direkte na indirekte rede oorskryf. Look here, remember I said Bostic words. Bostic words are conjunctions. When you write from the direct to the indirect speech, direct to indirect speech, you usually use a voegwoord. Look here, hy sê dat hy moeg is. This direct sentence would have been, hy sê, then double punt, aanhalingstekens, ek is moeg, né? But now we use the voegwoord dat hier. Sy vra of hy iets wil eet. Pa beveel dat hy moet stil bly. Do you see the words that you are using there? Okay. Sy vra waarom haar broer laat is. Sy wil weet wie het my gehelp. Elke keer as jy 'n voegwoord gebruik, moet jy oplet na die woordorde daarna. Just as I taught you with conjunctions, depending on what group the words are. Say for instance group 1, we know that the word order don't change. Group 2 and group 3, group 3 will change. Wat beteken dat die werkwoorde na die einde van die sin skuif. Just gonna read that again. Elke keer as jy 'n voegwoord gebruik, every time when you use a voegwoord, moet jy oplet na die woordorde daarna. You should pay attention to the word order. Aangesien hulle gewoonlik in groep 3 is, most of the time, the voegwoorde or conjunctions that you use are from group 3. And then, wat beteken dat die werkwoord na die einde van die sin toe skuif. This means that the verb in the sentence will move to the end of the sentence. Now look here. Hy sê dat hy moeg is. Do you see the verb is at the end of the sentence? Is, eet, stil bly, is, het. Do you see that, guys? So that is then, of course, the use of voegwoorde conjunctions, which is actually something you're always going to use from the direct to the indirect. Please take a picture. Okay, so then I'm going on to the next slide. Then Mrs. Van Zyl or Mr. Van Zyl also did this for us. Look at the effort this person put into her slideshow or his slideshow. So from the direct to the indirect speech, this following words changes. So in the direct speech, the person will, for instance, say ek, jy, sy, hy, u. my, jou, haar, hom, ons of julle. That changes to hy of sy, hy, sy, hare, syne, hulle. Vandag of vanoggend word daardie dag of daardie oggend, vanmiddag of vanaand word daardie middag of daardie aand. I'm going to go through each of them, yes. Gister, gisteroggend, gistermiddag, gisteraand. Gister becomes die vorige dag, die vorige oggend, die vorige middag, die vorige aand. Môre becomes die volgende dag, môre oggend, die volgende oggend. Môre middag becomes die volgende middag en môre aand die volgende aand. Gister becomes die vorige dag of die dag tevore. Eergister, 2 dae gelede of 2 dae tevore. Naas eergister, 3 dae gelede of tevore. Môre, die volgende dag of die dag daarna. Oormôre, oor 2 dae of 2 dae later. Nou word toe. Gelede word van tevore. Hier en hiernatoe, daar of daarnatoe. This is important. If you see one of these words in the direct speech sentence, please change it to one of these words. Not one of them, the exact one in the indirect speech. Okay. Please take a picture. Right. Going on. Then this person also gives us examples here. Pa sê, look at this is the direct speech. How do we know that? We see the double punt, we see all the punctuation. Ons het vanaand regtig hier gekuier. Note, the word ons will change to hulle. Vanaand will change to daardie aand. Hier will change to daar. But also remember, this sentence is written in the past tense, which will mean in the indirect speech, it will also be written in the past tense. Pa sê dat, look at the voegwoord there. Hulle daardie aand regtig lekker daar gekuier het. Ma vra, look at the punctuation. Ma's asking, het jy gister hierdie stuk gras gesny, Piet? Ma vra vir Piet of hy die vorige dag daardie stuk gras gesny het. Die man sê, punctuation, my, look there word sy. Eergister, 2 dae gelede. Hy nou, hy toe. My dokter het eergister gesê dat hy nou op vakansie moet gaan. Die man sê, voegwoord dat, sy dokter 2 dae gelede gesê dat hy toe op vakansie moet gaan. Then please go through the last sentences as well. I just want to go to the last sentence there. Pa vra, sal jy onthou om môreoggend hierdie boek saam te bring? So ma vra, ma's asking, ma vra of Piet sal onthou om oor 2 dae, listen to oormôre, oor 2 dae, hierdie word daardie boek saam te bring. Take a picture of these examples and remember all the words and why changed. Remember that the tense in which the sentence is written never changed. And remember and look at the use of punctuation in the direct speech and in the indirect speech where words such as where stuff such as the double punt is not used. Okay. Are you all, okay, I promised that I was not going to ask you constantly. So I do hope you all are still with me and that you have the courage. And I'm inviting you to stop me if you don't understand. Okay, I'm going to count till 5, take a picture. Okay, and I'm going on. So now I got this wonderful book, and this book explains to us how we can write a sentence from the direct to the indirect speech, but in steps. So sentences, the different sentences that we get, like stelsinne, vraagsinne, uitroepsinne. So all of those sentences, there are specific steps that we follow. So I'm going to start with, and this is also, I used Mr. or Mrs. van Zyl, and then also I used a wonderful book, Explore, that gave us the examples here. So if I have a stelsin, now this is a normal sentence, just a normal sentence, something like ek sit op die stoel. Nee, look at the example, die seun sê, and then look there, it's in the direct speech here. Die seun sê, there's a double punt, written in inverted commas. Ek is deesdae die slimste ou in die hele skool. So, the boy says, these days I'm the most clever boy in the school. So that is a very direct translation there. So if I have to write that sentence now, from the direct speech in its form there, to the indirect speech, this is the steps I'm going to follow. First, remember you do not change the time or the tense of the sentence. Then number 2, die groep 3 voegwoord, the group 3 conjunction dat, word gebruik by stelsinne. En daarom skuif die werkwoord na die einde van die sin. I want you to listen to me carefully. When you change a sentence from the direct speech to the indirect speech and the character is saying something, then you're going to use the word dat. If the character is asking something, then you're going to use the voegwoord of, but we'll get there. Now remember, I'm repeating this again. The voegwoord dat will be used. This is a group 3 voegwoord, which will mean if I write the sentence from the direct to the indirect speech, the verb is going to move to the end of the sentence. Identificeer en verander, this is step 3, die voornaamwoorde. Step 3 would be, you go and look at the pronouns, and the pronouns will change. Now, just to go back, look at the pronouns here. Ek, jy, hy of sy. Those pronouns will change to these words when I write from the direct to the indirect speech. So look here. Ek, which is the first person written, of hy, which is derde persoon. So the first person will become the third person, but we'll see now. Die seun sê dat, hy. So if you go back to the initial sentence, die seun sê ek. Nee, ek is deesdae die slimste ou. That ek will change to hy, because you're referring to a male there. Then number 4, vul die res van die sin in. After you've changed the pronouns and you've put in the voegwoord, then you're going to fill in or type the rest of the sentence. And the rest of the sentence will have time, voorwerp, wyse, plek, en infinitief. Time, object, and then the bywoord of wyse, plek, and then of course the infinitive. Look at how the sentence is now changing. This was the direct speech. Look at the punctuation usage there, and remember this is the person's direct speech, direct words. Now in the indirect speech, die seun sê dat hy, remember, the ek becomes the hy, deesdae, die slimste ou in die hele skool is. Look there, the voegwoord dat was used from group 3, which means the verb went to the end of the sentence. Okay. This is the example of a normal sentence. Just a normal stelsin, these are the steps that you're going to follow to change the sentence from the direct to the indirect speech. And now please take a picture. All right. Now, if I have a sentence which is an order, a bevelsin. Now, a bevelsin can either be written positive or negative. When we have a positive order sentence, like the following, die seun sê, gee my net 'n kans om jou te wys hoe oulik ek is. The boy saying, just give me a chance to show you how nice I am. That is the normal bevelsin. So yeah, so it's a command sentence. Good. So it's a command sentence and it's written positively. First of all, remember the time does not change. So the first step is to remember, Onakabetsi, you are correct, it's a command. The time will not change. Again, if you see the word say, then you know we're going to use the word dat. The group 3 conjunction dat is used, which means in that sentence, if I write from the direct to the indirect speech, the verb will go to the end of the sentence. And now you must listen. Number 3. Die hulpwerkwoord word gebruik by positiewe bevelsinne en skuif na die einde van die sin, net voor die hoofwerkwoord, as gevolg van die groep 3 voegwoord. Now, I'm not sure what you call a hulpwerkwoord in Engels. I can't remember. Let me just quickly Google translate that for you. It's important for me to know this. Maybe you already know the answer. What is a hulpwerkwoord in Engels? So yeah, I thought so. It's an auxiliary verb. So when I have a positive command sentence, then I'm going to use a hulpwerkwoord. Well, there's going to be a hulpwerkwoord. Obviously, there's going to be a hulpwerkwoord in that sentence. So then the auxiliary verb will move to the end of the sentence, just in front of the main verb. Die seun sê dat, the conjunction. Then the rest of the sentence, moet would be my main, would be my auxiliary verb, nie. This is important. Now, in a block with a little arrow here, I said to you, moenie is a hulpwerkwoord that is made from the words moet and nie. Moenie is a negative form of a word. Moenie is made from moet and nie, and it's usually used in the negative form or when you write a sentence in a negative form. By bevele in die indirekte rede moet jy die voornaamwoord invoeg. Okay, when I write a command in the indirect speech, I must put the pronoun in the sentence. The pronoun van die persoon of voorwerp dier wat die bevele ontvang. That would be the pronoun of the person, the object, or the animal that the command is given to. Die seun sê dat sy nie moet neersit nie. Look there. The voegwoord there, the pronoun there, moet neersit nie. Look there. Neersit would then be, moet would then be my auxiliary verb. From step 3, neersit would be the main verb. And then number 5, you fill in the rest of the sentence. Die seun sê dat, my voegwoord, sy, my pronoun, nie die telefoon moet neersit, moet, the auxiliary verb, neersit, the main verb, nie. Take a picture. Okay. Before I go on, I think I'm rather going to stop here for the simple reason the next one is also this and tends to remember. So guys, please take care, masks on, sanitize your hands and come back for tomorrow's class. I'll see you then. Goodbye.